Burnout, is it real? Is it not? What is it? How's it going to impact you? One of the things that my students and clients have been talking to me about is the fact that they've got a bit fatigued as we come towards the end of 2022. You've been pushing hard all year. At the beginning of the year as an advisor, it was really easy. The industry was flowing much, much better. Then we've had interest rates, then we've had governments, and the world has gone to pot, and it's made everything much more difficult. Solicitors are taking 10 times longer. But here's the thing, I don't think burnout really exists. And this is exactly what I've said to my students. And I think it's something that you need to be mindful of, the label that you choose to give things. If you go and do research online, there is no medical diagnosis for anything called burnout. What I feel burnout is, from my own experience of spending 10 years building a business that I absolutely hated up until 2015, is physical and emotional exhaustion. That feeling of when you're pushing really hard. Imagine that you're trying to push a boulder up a hill. That is going to keep you exhausted. That is going to make you sweat. That is going to make your legs burn. If you are trying to push your business forward, you're going to be finding you are going to get exhausted. You're going to be mentally drained. You're going to be physically drained. You're going to be emotionally drained. So what do you need to switch to go from pushing your business, pushing your leads, pushing your sales? You need to make sure that you've got attraction and you're pulling, and you can do that really, really simply. And I'll talk to you about that in other videos, how you can generate leads, increase sales, and maximize profit. But I spent 10 years pushing too hard. I felt emotionally trapped. I felt mentally drained. I was first in, last out. I wasn't working smart. I was really working hard, and it kept me trapped. And that's where really burnout is just a label that you give to emotion. The feeling of anxiety, the feeling of stress, which then results in low mood. Those feelings are generally, in my experience, because you have been doing tasks or activities or something that you are not really enjoying on your day-to-day basis. If you were getting up every single day, inspired, motivated, loving what you are absolutely doing, then how could you possibly feel burnt out, anxious, worried, frustrated, stressed? It's just not possible. But what happens as a result of that anxiety, that stress, that frustration? It results in fatigue because you're doing things you don't enjoy. You then begin to lack creativity because you're not coming up with new ideas, because you're going in with low motivation and low mood. You then, because you're lacking creativity, have huge amounts of self-doubt. Is this the right decision? You get decision fatigue. Am I moving in the right direction? This person's peeing me off. Do I need to get rid of them? When actually it's you that is the problem. You then start to make bad decisions. Could be financial decisions, could be marketing decisions, could be team decisions, all because you are in a state of anxiety, because you're stressed. When you are in that kind of mental state, when you are at the bottom, the worst thing you can make is decisions. And what begins to happen is you then begin to procrastinate. So your procrastination leads to more self-doubt, leads to more low mood. And based on my experience of going through this for almost 10 years, pushing rather than pulling, working extremely hard rather than working smart as well, you need to take some time to recover. That's why I like fitness and business as an analogy, because in fitness, you can only sprint for 100 meters. Your 100 to 200 won't be as fast. When you're lifting weights in the gym, it's in the sleep and the recovery time that your muscles begin to grow. You don't actually grow during the period of when you're lifting the weight. So when it comes to overcoming low mood, stress, anxiety, based on my own personal experience, I think there's 5 things that you really need to focus on in order to be able to stay in a peak performance state. The first one is when you start to feel anxious, frustrated, worried, stressed. You need to change your environment. You need to get up, you need to get out, and you need to go for a walk, or you need to go and sit in nature, because that immediately resets your brain. If you sit in your desk in that stress, frustrated, anxious state, you're going to start to get low mood. You're going to start to make bad decisions. You're going to be procrastinating. When you get up and take 5 minutes for yourself, it gives you a chance to clear your head, come back, reset, and go again. The second thing is that rest period. Up until 2016, I did the 6-day weeks, 12-hour days. It was stupid. You have to take the time to think on the business, taking weekends off. A rule of thumb that I follow now is taking 1 week off every 12 weeks. Hopefully that's to go on holiday, but even if it's just an Airbnb for a few nights with the kids, that's a change in environment. That's leaving the laptop at home. That rest period is vital to give you the reset that you need to push again and go back to high performance. The third thing is sleep, but not just getting a good amount of hours, it's actually the REM sleep. You know, the real deep sleep that you get. You may be in bed for 8 hours, but it doesn't mean that you've had a really good quality night's sleep. So making sure that your bedtime routine is absolutely key. You know, that you've gone to bed. My night is 10 o'clock every single night, making sure that you are following the habits and routines that get you results. The fourth thing is exercise. You know, that whole fitness thing. For me, I think it should be done first time in the morning. There are enough studies to show that when you get up, you get out, you go for a walk, you go to the gym, you get on the treadmill, you get on the cross trainer, you do something that raises your heart rate, that means that you're focusing on yourself first, then you can start to think about where you're feeling stressed, where you're feeling anxious, where you're feeling worried. And that gives you the opportunity to then start to make change, either in your environment, either in your team. It gives you the opportunity to make better decisions. And the fifth one is water and nutrition. You know, you cannot underestimate the power of being hydrated. 60% of your body comes from water. You need to be drinking 2 to 5 liters per day, depending on how much exercise you're doing. When you put diesel in a petrol engine, what happens to that engine? It seizes up and it breaks. You need to be putting good quality food into your body. Lots of fruit, lots of vegetables, lots of decent macronutrients, protein, carbs, fat. Because when your body is in a peak state, then that means that your mind is going to be a peak state. That means you're going to make better decisions. That means you're going to feel better. You're going to look better. Your skin's going to be better. Everything is going to be better as a result of those 5 areas. So rather than thinking and labeling yourself with burnout, start thinking about what is causing you the anxiety, the stress, the frustration, the worry. It could be the fact that we're coming to the end of the year, as I'm referenced right at the very beginning. So it's that time when you need to rest and recuperate. Look back on the last 6 weeks, 12 weeks, 18 weeks, 24 weeks, and assess, where have you been stressed? Where have you got to the point of tiredness, exhaustion, physical, mental, emotional? And start to make changes in your habits and your routines so that you build a business that you absolutely love. Your business should support your lifestyle, not the other way around. Something different for you on the channel today. I hope you enjoyed this video. As I say, it came off of the back of working with 6- and 7-figure advisors, wanting to help them generate leads, increase sales, and maximizing profit, making sure that they are keeping themselves in high performance, because as a leader, as a entrepreneur, as a business owner, it is absolutely vital that you focus on yourself first so that you can lead your team, that you can drive your business forward, but making sure that you're pulling things to you rather than constantly pushing that boulder up the hill. Let me know if you've liked this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit me up with comments below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.